One Piece chapter 978, the official translation is out, and this time that really mattered because the translation in the early versions kind of made it seem like X Drake was commander level, or at least very close to it, right? So that's the first thing we're gonna jump into. How strong is X Drake? So in the early translations, it kind of made it very clearly seem that he was next in line to be one of the three calamities, right? So after Queen, so the scenario discussed was if Queen were to be taken out, who would be next in line? And that was when somebody, Black Maria, said, hey, that would be you, right? And X Drake's like, I'm not interested. So that made it really seem like X Drake was the strongest of the Flying Six. And then Sasaki went on to say, it'd be great if you dropped out. That would help us a lot. But in the official translation, we're seeing it's not you that Black Maria is talking about, it's yourself, which refers to Who's Who brought up the question originally. So she's actually referring to Who's Who as a way of saying, hey, you would think that it's yourself, huh? If Queen were to be taken out, you would be next in line. So, and then X Drake still says, I'm not interested. And Sasaki still gives him that respect of like, hey, if you were to drop out, that would be great. That would help us out a lot. And page one, you too, drop out. So it is still shown that Drake and Page One are pretty respected and strong and definitely earns their spot within the Toby Roppo, right? So it's not as to say that we're going from this level of X Drake is commander level to X Drake like hacked his way into the Toby Roppo and Page One is like fodder Toby Roppo. That's not true at all. Drake didn't just get in there because he had the ancient zone and Kaido was like, oh, you got clout, so we'll bring you in here. No, he's earned his spot, Page One as well. So like that fight with Sanji still means a lot, where Sanji pretty much didn't struggle with him a lot with just using the Reitsu ability. So that's I think pushing the narrative that Sanji will have a higher difficulty battle with probably one of the calamities or one of Big Mom's, maybe Smoothie. No, he can't fight Smoothie. What am I talking about? That would be a mess. So he definitely can't fight Smoothie. But we're getting off topic here. Back to X Drake. I think he's still close to commander level, right? I think after the calamities are still the Toby Roppo. That's the group of people that Kaido will select from if one of the calamities were to be taken out. Is he a clear top dog? No, that has been disputed. We don't have any evidence that points to X Drake being one of the top tier of the Toby Roppo. However, I think the Toby Roppo are on the same level as, say, Snack, Daifuku, Perospero, or Oven on Big Mom's crew, where if one of her sweet commanders get taken out, where Snack was actually a sweet commander already, but those would be the people that get boosted up to the next level. And the Toby Roppo, I think, is that level. And another connection I want to make is that I think the Toby Roppo in particular are having X Drake in it is power scaling them to the mid-tier supernovas, right? I think Oda's starting to separate the supernovas a little more, where you have Luffy's trying to become Pirate King. Obviously, he has to get boosted up. Zoro as well, I think you're starting to see his status go up here. Law showed off his powers a lot. I think Kid will finally get some shine. But I think people also, the other supernovas in Wano right now, Hawkins, Apu, Drake, and Killer, I think they're going to be considered in that mid-tier of supernovas. And this is important because if you scale the Toby Roppo to Drake's level, I think it's an opportunity to bring the Straw Hats to also that level, right? So I really think in this big war, the Straw Hats, mid-tier Straw Hats, Robin, Frankie, Brook, probably even Usopp, Nami, it doesn't matter, Chopper, all those guys will probably fight some top tier people. Toby Roppo, there's 6 of them. I think it works out for the Straw Hats to at least get some shine there, and in a way to boost their power scaling up to the mid-tier supernova level. Now, I think you might say that's way too much of a jump. Originally, when the early translations came out, I was saying, hey, maybe when having X Drake as clear top dog of the Toby Roppo, it's a way of saying the rest of them are like right underneath the supernova level, and that's a way of like power scaling the Straw Hats up to that level. But no, they're all at that same level as far as we know so far. And I think the rest of the Straw Hats are going to get boosted to that level. So how strong is X Drake? I'm putting him close to commander level, but not quite there. He would be a substitute in a way. He's a sub. He's a 6-man, right? He's a 6-man for a commander. And he's a mid-tier supernova, and I think he's going to be at the level of the mid-tier Straw Hats with Frankie Brook, maybe Nami Usopp, and, you know, sometimes they're the weak trio, but they still get their shining moments in some tough fights against some top people, and so that's how strong I think X Drake is. But now let's break down the chapter. The official translation was out and flowed so much smoother, and you really got the interactions a lot more. So let's break it down, starting with the cover story. I think this is the last we'll see of Lovola and Chiffon. This story, I think, is all done. You see, they finally met up. They're looking at each other. Capone is happy. We see the Rolling Pirates, who I completely forgot about. I even had to go look it up. Lola had pirates, the Rolling Pirates. We had the Risky Brothers there. Thriller Bark, not the greatest arc, so it's not a lot of memorable moments for me, besides, of course, Zoro's moment. But yes, there you go. The Risky Brothers, the Rolling Pirates. For those of you who missed them or wanted a comeback from those guys, there they are. There's their shining moment. Probably the last we'll see of them for the rest of One Piece. But after this, we'll probably get some cover page requests. Before, maybe after Wano's over, we'll get more of a bounty boost and like reactions across the world kind of thing of by then maybe the 2 billion berry man, right? So that will be fun to see after Wano. But that is probably the end of that cover story. But onward to Onigashima we go. We see Lost Submarine go down, and he say, all right, we're gonna take you guys to the following the plan. So Lost Submarine is gonna go underwater by the whirlpool, sneak right to the back entrance with the rest of the Scabbards. Now with last week's chapter, I actually wasn't sure if I was right with saying that Keen and Denjiro are going to lead the two sides and the rest of Scabbards were going to go off. But it does turn out I was right about that, and the rest of Scabbards are with Law. They're going and they're taking a sneak path, and we're seeing they're going through Onigashima and this kind of big valley thing, and it's snowing. Something to note there, because, you know, there's a theory with like ores and stuff. That's probably a separate video that I'll talk about, but it is snowing there. And remember, the Wano, each like region has different climates in a way. So the Flyout capital is like spring. Ringo was like a snowy region. So, you know, Onigashima also seems to be a snowy region as well. So it's snowing down. We get a 3-panel split. Now this is very important to me because I was asking, where is Carrot gonna be? Now I mentioned that in my Carrot, will Carrot be a Nakamon video? I'll put it right up here, link it if you want to check it out. But I was wondering, like, where exactly is Carrot? Because Minx, the Sicilian, is leading the Minx, so he went off their ship. I was wondering, did Carrot go with them? Because then she won't get enough shine. And in this 3-panel split, we see Minx, Straw Hats, and Samurai. And with the Straw Hats is Carrot. Again, dead center. You could clearly see her, right? You want to see Usopp's, like, kind of in the background climbing a pole, right? So, Carrot is there. In the Straw Hats. And, you know, I don't know. This is just something I'm going to point out. But cool interaction here we see with Kinemon and Denjiro. He's saying, hey, you haven't been messing around, right? Your skills are still sharp. Yeah, Denjiro's like, are you kidding me, bro? I've been here like 20 years. You think I've been just sleeping? Well, he was sleeping a lot during the day. But he's like, of course, I'm ready to go. And then Kinemon's like, sorry for making you wait for so long, man. Let's get it done. And then Kid and Luffy looks ahead and he's like, oh my god, what is that? And here we see Onigashima in all its glory. So a lot of stuff to break down here. First of all, the scale of this thing. I think a lot of people did not notice how big this island was because they didn't notice the ships on the bottom right. So look how tiny the ships are. Everything else is humongous, right? The skull is gigantic, and I don't think that's a man-made skull. I think that's a real skull. Maybe back to that ores theory that I'll probably talk about in another video, but let's break everything down here. We got a huge umbrella, a giant sword. What is that all about? Is that connect back to ores or whatever? But more questions to be answered. Hopefully Oda does address them, whether they connect to ores or not. But a huge Japanese theme, obviously, we've seen throughout Wano. So right at the entrance, we have these two Komagitsu, like Omimaru, like the fox that was able to transform, stole the swords and all that. They're guarding the gate, and they're related to Japanese culture with the foxes, who are believed to be like messengers of like spirits and stuff. They're called kitsune, which translates to fox, and these are like koma kitsune, so it's like very close. I'm not exactly sure how the translation goes, but I did a little bit of research and that's what I found with it. In the background is very interesting. You see these like gates. I actually went to Japan like a little over a year ago. I went to Kyoto, saw a lot of shrines. That in particular is like very close to the Fushimi Inari Shrine, which is this huge mountain path with all those red gates just lined up, and it's very similar to that. And they had a lot of foxes there at that shrine too. So this design is epic. I can't wait to see it get animated. There's been some amazing artists that already colored Onigashima. If I'm showing these pictures, I'll link them down below. It's just a beautiful scenery. And now we get another 3-panel split with the minks, samurai, and the Straw Hats, maybe, you know, parallel to the other one where Kara was with the Straw Hats, I'm just saying. But they're all surprised. It's like, oh my god, this place is huge, just like the rest of us are saying. And now Kinemon points out something very important, is like, nobody's really around. They're not expecting an enemy attack. Does that mean Kanjuro did not report it yet? Now, I think Kanjuro definitely would have tried, right? He's been a brilliant trader, this evil mastermind trader. I don't think he's dumb enough to just forget about it, right? I do think he tried, but as we've seen, like with the battleships that tried to report to Kaido, they were partying so much they did not hear the Dendemushi. So I think Kaido is swerved, right? This man is like drunk out of his mind. He's already drunk all the time. Now it's a party. The man's probably taking like kegs and taking them down as shots, right? So Kaido's going off. Kanjuro probably tried to get across. Orochi's like trying to get with some women. So they're not focused, right? So he probably tried, couldn't get through, and then he went off to Hiro. He probably thought, they have a lot of men, but it doesn't really matter because Kaido's side is still stacked. I'll just let him know later. I'll go find Hiyori in the meantime. So Kinemon points that out and says, it's still possible for our sneak attack. And remember, that's their original plan. They're not trying to bust through the gates. They're trying to sneak off, and while they're all drunk, almost like a George Washington crossing the Delaware thing, right? Where the enemy's sleeping and having a good time, and he just wins the battle with very little men. Like, the ratios are way off. So, like, in this case, it's like 30,000 to like 6,000. So their plan is a sneak attack. And so far, the enemy not knowing works to their favor. Now, we also get the information from Sanji here that Kaido's castle is a little bit in the back, so they're gonna have to like hike a little bit to get there. It's not as jumping right into action. Now, like when this chapter came out, I expected like we're gonna see some action because they're there, right? Just bust through the front gates, but they have a ways to go before they really get there to the action. Kind of like an Enies Lobby feel, where they arrived on the island and they had to go through these sections. I think we'll probably see a little bit of that on Onigashima. Now, finally here we get my boy Usopp some shine. Of course, the weak trio last chapter was kind of sidelined for a gag purpose, but Oda is kind of letting them shine here. Usopp sees through binoculars some people there, lookouts. They're all hammered, so they don't really notice the ships, or they think it's like, what the hell, why are there ships there? And then Usopp, boom, fires a pop green. A flower grows out of this guy's head and puts him to bed. Okay, they went night-night. Usopp, Sogeking, the god, don't sleep on my man. He'll make you sleep. Now, originally, I tweeted out, like, hey, this Usopp, I really wish he, like, used his observation haki a little bit here. But if you look closely, he's not looking through the binoculars, okay? He's side glancing. So he's probably like sensing them with his aura, with his godly observation haki. He did not look through the binoculars. It was actually his observation haki. That's the power of Usopp. Now we're moving past. It looks like Jinbei is getting caught up to speed with the operation, showing his like maturity and experience. He just got here, but he like learned a little bit about it. He got the gist of it, and right away he points out an issue. He's like, "Hey, if we have so many ships, they're gonna notice his ships. They're not. How is this gonna be a sneak attack if we have like so many ships lined up at the dock?" And right away we see the samurai get off the ships, and they just all sink. Now I'm wondering here, how did they sink these ships so fast? Right? There's a lot of ships. Did they cut them? Is this like a way of showing their strength, or are these like really bad ships? And like Frankie built these ships. He's probably like, guys, what the hell? We worked so hard for all these ships. Why are you just tanking all of them, right? But it does lead to this dope panel here with Keen, who's been, you know, kind of like I mentioned, a very funnily used person, hasn't had a lot of like epic moments, but he's the leader of the Scabbards, right? He needs these leadership moments and hopefully a dope fight later on. He says, hey, We have to sink these ships because we don't need them to come back. This is all or nothing for us. We're gonna go fight for our Lord Odin, for his honor, and this is all or nothing. We're gonna go in. We don't need these ships to come back. Either we die or we win, and this land is ours now. And of course, we have more Straw Hat interactions, which is great, which is always fun to see, with Chopper Usopp saying, wait, hold on now. What if we have to run? And then he's like, wait, are you guys gonna do that to the Sunny too? And Frankie's like, over my dead body you're gonna do that? Hell no, you could crash these other ships, not the Sunny. And then Jinbei interacting, which is great to see. He's like, guys, relax, we can hide a few ships still. It's not like we're sinking everything. And then Brook points out that's their conviction, and then everybody's crossing the bridge to go on to Onigashima, and then all of a sudden we see kind of like the Beast Pirates in the distance, and Chopper's like, wait, what's going on? Why are there more Beast Pirates all of a sudden? And then Robin is kind of like balancing it out, right? We have the funny people and then the responsible older people like correcting them and pointing out like what's important. Robin's like, no, it's not the Beast Pirates look. They're going underneath this thing and then changing into outfits. And then we get some super dope designs. Oda did not hold back with the designs this chapter. Kid and Killer in the Beast Pirate designs. Got the horns coming out, the capes, and it's looking badass. Kid's not happy about it. He's like, what is this? What is the meaning of this? I don't know why Kid's speaking all proper like that, but Killer points out, he's laughing too. Fa, it's their uniform. This is our disguise. And then Kinemon points out this is devil fruit. Now, how many of you remembered Kinemon had a devil fruit? I even recently read Wano again to do like videos, like my power-ups, Wano power-up video. I'll link it right here, check it out. But I still did not notice I forgot he had a devil fruit because it's so useless. It's the garb fruit, the Fuki no Mi. It's actually the Fuku no Mi, let me be correct there. But it's the garb, the cloth kind of fruit. So he could change people into clothes. It's not very useful, but I guess for disguise it is. We see some great designs here with Luffy, Zoro, Brook, Nami Swan. Oda really gave us like 5 different outfits for Wano here. Like Luffy, think about Luffy. He started with a kimono, then he was flexing his gains at the prison, then he had the samurai battle outfit, then he found a captain's jacket like a few chapters ago, and now he's got this dope Beast Pirates outfit. We don't see Robin here. I need to see Robin in this disguise, please, Oda. Next chapter, give us Robin in this disguise. But Kinemon's pointing out that is by Devil Fruit, Keen's clothing company. Hilarious. So Kinemon's saying, I know you guys are strong pirates, so go ahead and attack as much as you want, but please use this disguise I'm giving you to your advantage. We're outnumbered 6-1 here, or 5-1. Like 30,000 to 6,000. So use anything you could, right? And but be careful. My disguise will be removed if they're damaged or removed, and you change back to where you were wearing before. But anyways, the samurai have one last battle cry. Raw, let's go. We're fighting against the Yonko. All or nothing. Let's do this. And then we see the Kaido side, the Beast Pirates, led by Hype Man Queen doing his dance. He's getting it on. Apu's in the background spinning the discs, and then the party's going off. They got these big dragons, which you see in like Chinese New Year's parties or festivals. So they're having a good time. The Queen is like saying, hey, if I get too thin, I'm gonna be steal all your hearts. I'm gonna be way too pretty. So this is why I'm thick. So he's getting the party hype. Everybody's excited, and Oda does this in a very interesting way where he has Queen hyping up the crowd, in a way hyping up the Beast Pirates, and he introduces all of Kaido's men. So we got the waiters, the people on their Kaido's side who don't have abilities or devil fruits, but they're waiting to eat a smile devil fruit. The pleasures who ate the devil fruit but didn't work out. All they do is laugh. Now the gifters who actually got the devil fruits, and then the headliners, the strongest people out of the gifters. And then of course the Tobi-Roppo, which was teased last chapter, Queen's like, the Tobi-Roppo, and of course they don't respond. They're like, they never respond, those guys, what a joke. And then he keeps going, he says, we got the numbers, and they do a very specific laugh here. I was trying to look it up online to see how I could figure out what these laughs represented, maybe animals or something, but I couldn't find anything. But a user on Twitter called Eaton Bobby, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but he pointed out it means like the actual numbers. So we have Ha is 8, Go is 5, Ku is 9, and Ju is 10. Now the 10 is interesting because a lot of people thought X Drake was the 10, right? And that like kind of played into he would be the next strongest. You have King, Jack, Queen, or King, Queen, Jack, 10 would be Drake, right? But the numbers are, it seems, are the 1 through 10 numbers. But that's the numbers, and then he introduces Orochi's side. Remember, Orochi's side has 10,000 people as well. And then the special elite samurai, the Mimawari Gumi, they made an appearance, I think back in like chapter 951, where Orochi wanted a little more protection. So, you know, they have a elite samurai group there. And then don't forget, there's also the ninjas with the Oniwaba, and then the Big Mom pirates as well. So that's all the Orochi and Kaido side. Queen, hype man Queen, really hyped them up and kind of told us like, yo, they got a lot of people on their side. Forget about just the sheer size of everything, but they got a lot of Devil Fruit users, like the headliners, whatever. They were kind of like taken out pretty easily. But it's a lot of ability users over there. Plus, Orochi has some special guys under him as well. But now we finally get to the Tobi-Roppo, the moment we've been all waiting for. Oda delivered on these designs, man. So first off, Ulti is using some very proper speech here, right? Stupid Queen, he's ever so obnoxious. He just called us arrogant pumps. Why, the nerve of that beastly man. For some reason, this reminded me of The Parent Trap, where Lindsay Lohan had this very proper English accent as one of the girls. And this is kind of like throwing me back to that vibe for some reason, but that was the first thing I thought of. So then you have page 1 here saying, is this another one of your weird trends that you're following? Please stop saying that, it's embarrassing. And then it looks like Black Maria is calling page 1 Pei, which got translated to like Oji-san earlier in another translation, which I didn't really get at all, but she calls him Pei. So you don't have to be ashamed. And then of course Who's Who says, hey, if Queen were to die, who would be next? And then Black Maria says, I'm guessing you think it's yourself, not you, yourself. So she's talking about Who's Who, not X Drake. X Drake himself says, I have no interest. And then of course Sasaki says, hey, listen, it would be great if you dropped out page 1, you too, that would help us out a lot. So clear, again, both of those guys are respected in strength. And then the final page here, in all its glory, we have all the Tobi-Roppo, Ulti, page 1, Who's Who, Black Maria, X Drake, Sasaki. They're great designs here. We get the confirmation that page 1 and Ulti are brother and sister, where Ulti's like, hey, Sasaki, don't talk to my Pei like that. And then page 1's like, sis, stop, you're embarrassing me, right? And then Who's like, you brats, shut up. Black Maria's like, oh, I love that she has no fear and just snaps at everybody. And then the X Drake and Sasaki points out to something interesting, where it's like, why they have us waiting like this? And Sasaki really explains, you know, Kaido said it's something urgent. And when he says it's urgent, that means it's a family matter. Ulti points that out, and and then she goes in on Kaido, says, is Kaido stupid or something like that. And the rest of them freak out for a second. It's like, don't snap at anything but that. And then it's interesting here, it says that instead of him, right? Maybe it's like pointing out to the creature side, right? So it seems like Ulti just doesn't care, very, very free-spirited, and just snaps at anybody. But this mission that the Tobi-Roppo have, this urgent mission, a family matter, is probably relating back to Kaido's son, Ace, or whoever he is. We'll have to see how that gets expanded, but this is a very interesting plot line. Terrific chapter though. These designs are amazing. Again, I'm dying to see Robin in the Beast Pirates outfit. Black Maria, just go on Twitter and look up Black Maria. People are freaking out, okay? But I'm just gonna say this right here, Black Maria, best girl design besides post time skip Robin. All right, I'm just saying right there. I'm just put that out there in the universe. At me on Twitter if you want to debate about it. But great chapter. Designs are great. Break next week because of Golden Week. Usually that means there's an early chapter, like the week after break. But with the whole like pandemic thing going on, we don't really know, but we'll see. But hopefully after this, we're really getting to some action. Maybe find out more information about Kaido's family because this is what this is kind of setting up. But you know, Wano's really getting into this final action here, and I'm really excited. But what you guys think about the chapter? Comment below. Let me know. Tell me what you think about the designs. How strong each of them are. The battles they're gonna get. I'll probably make a separate video breaking down the Tobiropo particularly. But like X Drake, tell me how strong you think he is. And what's going to come next in the upcoming chapters. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, hit that like button. It'd be very much appreciated. If you're looking for more videos to keep up to date with when I'm posting, you got to subscribe. So please hit that subscribe button. But thank you guys again, and I'll catch you later. Peace.